Hey Revolt Nation, it's Remmington with the HOLT'S RVOLT. It's 28 degrees here in Amarillo. We had a cold front move in. It'll be 70 again, but last night we were running our heater just fine. And about 6 this morning it quit. So thought it was my gas. Came out, I have a 100-gallon tank. Hooked it up. Should have just checked my gas in my little tanks, but I was thinking it needed to be hooked up anyways. So I'm not getting any pressure from it. Hook my small tank back up. Regulator turns green. I got gas at the stove. Still no heat. Seems electrical. Called the dealership. The first time, whoever answered the service phone was not helpful. Told me to, so they're 2 hours away in Lubbock. He said call around up here to get warranty work done. Nobody up here is willing to do warranty work, and I get that. Same way in my business. It's possible to get paid, so I totally understand. So I called my salesman back. Super awesome guy, Travis Farr. So helpful. The service manager happened to be in his office. Got on speakerphone, told me that we're gonna look and I'm gonna open this panel up in here, and that's where the furnace is, and there's a reset button on it. So that's the next place I'm gonna try. Wish me luck. Okay, I'm in here. Let's figure out what the heck's going on. Hey.
Hello?
Okay, so this gray box, the gray box here, that's the furnace. Nothing even electronic, no switches, no nothing on top. On my end, over here at the front, I don't know if you can see that, I know it's dark. There's a grate like a vent for electronics, but it's over on the outboard side opposite of me. Can you see that? I can't tell if you can see that. But I mean, there's nothing to touch, nothing to hit. And I'm gonna run this down and see if I can figure this out. They said they'd get me in immediately, being heat and that we live in it full time. I think that's great. Hopefully it's something big, like a part that they have in stock, and not something that I'm doing that's stupid. And they go, hey stupid, this is what you did wrong. Oh, you're supposed to turn the heat on. It's not that. I have fuel. The heater just won't kick on. Check the fuse, look good. So I'm just gonna go with my gut and haul it up there real quick, see if we can get this figured out. Now, will that run off my battery? Mm-hmm. Will it have power off the battery?
Yeah, that's how it gets power.
Okay. Yeah, because it is a 12-volt fuse, right? Yeah. A little update. So we went and got the RV fixed in Lubbock, changed the circuit board out for the heater. Came home that night, worked, everything was great. Turned it off the next morning because we live in West Texas, so you'll freeze at night, literally like 27 degrees at night. Highs are in the 70s, so wake up, turn the heater off, go do our running around, come back that night, no heat, same defect. So it's like 9 o'clock at night, and there's nothing, as a small business owner, I hate getting late text messages, but I thought, so the next morning would have been Sunday. So I texted my salesman, I said, hey, we're still just like an hour away. I know it's Sunday. I know what you're gonna say, but I thought I'd offer it that, you know, I don't know if you have somebody on call that can look at it. And of course he said no.
And it's holiday weekend. And
it's Columbus Day. Feelings weren't hurt. I knew that was like a Hail Mary. So we stayed at my parents'. It's Monday now, and I need to get back to Amarillo to work. We got sprinkler and side job going on. We're busy. So I called my guys and I said, hey, can y'all do it without me? And they said, yeah. So I called Lubbock. Before this though, I emailed Grand Design that night. Just told them the situation. They said, best case, go back to FAR. They fixed it the first time, you need to go back to them. You can find a mobile repair guy in Amarillo. You're gonna pay up front, and then we'll reimburse you for labor and parts, but not the service call. So, you know, if they come out just for diagnosis or whatever, is how I understood that. I'm glad we enjoy the RV as much as we do, because this would be, if you were struggling, if this was middle of the winter, I could see where this would be really frustrating. Luckily we're close to the dealership. It's about an hour and 45 minutes, I guess. We have Airbnbs, and so anyways, if we were in a different situation, I could see where the struggle would be real. But
that space heater's been super helpful.
Yeah, the fireplace heater, if you're looking at an RV, they really work.
They've kept us warm.
Yeah, that night that it got like 30 degrees, it kept the RV, it was cold, but it kept it at like 61. So, still cold, but I mean, you could get some blankets on and survive. So, we want our heater to work. Okay, so another update. We stayed in Lubbock all day, and they were kind of acting like, you might get your camper, you might not. I mean, I guess for some people it's a camper, it's our home. Like, you could get your home, you couldn't, we don't know. And we were kind of like, well, that's fine, but like, don't close up shop and not tell us. Let it at least like get socks and underwear and some clothes, toothbrush,
the essentials.
So anyways, they called us at like 4:30, because it's 5 o'clock now, and said, hey, we're done. Took it all apart, put it back together, runs fine. So the pessimist in me thinks that this little story isn't over. Hey, it's Remmington. Just wanted to bring a little update. Grand Design furnace. So what happened was, called them, dealt with one of the ladies that is, I guess, customer service, and she goes, hey, you know, after all that y'all been through, let me just send you this circuit board because that's what the mobile repair guy said that was needed, even though it's been replaced twice. I said, okay, that's what you think. I called you because I'm not an expert, so call Grand Design. She's like, let me get it right out to you. Next day, maybe the day after, have it. He puts it in. He says, hey, we kicked it on. Right when he kicked on, smelled something burning, turned it off. I think it's this limiting switch on the back. So get him to order that. So I called and I said, hey, this is what he thinks it is now. He smelled something burning. And she goes, that's scary. And I go, well, yeah, it's scary that something's burning. She goes, no, I'm not sending you that switch. I'm sending you a whole new furnace because it doesn't sound safe. I'm not doing that to you. And I was like, that's awesome. I mean, that's customer service. That's why we chose Grand Design. We've heard that that's what they're known for, and I know I've read, you know, some people don't have that experience, but this is the experience we're having. It's an immediate response. I call, she answers, talk to her every time, and so Monday I called her and said, hey, just wanted to make sure you got that email because I sent it over the weekend. She goes, I'm 40 emails behind, but let me look. And that's when she said, I'm getting you a furnace out. Today is Tuesday. Furnace. So I called the mobile repair guy, said, hey, furnace is here. Where are you at? Oh, something totally scary. Have not had any gas problems. No leaks, no nothing. Life's been good. He told me he pulled the furnace out and just temporarily put it back in so it wasn't a hole in the wall. So my bottles were off. And I thought, we've been pulling it a bunch, going back and forth to my parents over the weekend and kick them on. Haley's trying to cook inside. That's how I found out they were off. She's like, we don't have gas. Kick them on. And man, I got this smell, this odor. I had this gas leak and both bottles, both compartments. Can't figure it out. Her and Saylor come running out of the house. She's like, there's a gas leak. Anyways, do not know this, but I think he kept the propane line unhooked from the furnace. It's the only thing I can think of. So that was scary. So when he comes today, I'll know more. But anyhow, wanted to bring that to you. You know, if it's gonna happen, it might as well happen to us. But Grand Design's been totally awesome. This has been frustrating and all that and stuff happens. And so just like my business, I tell people like, hey, it may not be perfect the first time, but we're gonna come back, we're gonna make it right. You know, if we do miss something or, you know, we're not perfect. Grand Design, same way, they're not perfect. And that's okay. Their response to the imperfection has been perfect. So we've just been super tickled. So hopefully this fixes it and we can get on with our life. And it's staying about 55 to 60 degrees at night in the camper with the fireplace going and an oil heater on. It's cold. We're ready for heat. Okay, I wanted to finish up with our heater problems. So Grand Design sent that furnace. We went to Taos to put a snow plow on the pickup, and while we were gone they installed the furnace. Get home, it's not working. And so we had our they also installed that 100-gallon propane tank. So I went out, turned that off, turned our regular bottles on, and it worked. And it worked about half the night until those ran out because I didn't have them full. And so they came out and checked the 100-gallon tank, said it was good to go. Tried it again, it still doesn't work, so they're gonna come out and try to figure out what's going on with that. 4 circuit boards later, a blower, a switch, to a whole new furnace. We think we have the heating problem finished, so that's good. It stays warm now. It's 25 degrees for like the last 2 days. Feels like 12, Haley said. And so our next video that we're gonna work on is gonna be our tour, and we wanted to start doing kind of how we live stationary. We go once a month or so somewhere, but for the most part we're stationary, and so we'll start showing that kind of stuff. Just wanted to give y'all the final update that the heater's working, and maybe this will help y'all out in some way. Grand Design has been so awesome. I got my first check, so last week I sent them the invoice, a picture of it, and got my check yesterday. So I'll send the second invoice to them. Should have a check next week, and they've taken care of us 100%. Would totally recommend Grand Design. You expect stuff to break on these. It is what it is, but the customer service has been unreal. So thanks for watching. See you next time.